Hey you guys, so I'm got a runny nose. I'm sitting here and I'm just messing with the computers. I'm editing one video on one and playing on the other one. I wonder how many more times I can say I'm just scared. So I'm washing my hair because I can't stand for long enough to wash it in the shower or, you know, genuinely soap up and stuff because of my back and legs. And the weird out of nowhere passing out spells. It messes up my back and knees, but I just lean over the side of the tub and I wash my hair as quickly as possible. Bagheera obviously was there for some moral support because he was sitting in the corner watching me the entire time. And then immediately after, I brushed my teeth. Well, I guess Pooh Bear hasn't been up here when I've done it, which is strange to me because I didn't know that he hasn't, but I use an electric toothbrush. Our dentist recommended it being better and what have you, and so he freaked out. So I was done brushing my teeth. My toothbrush, pops itself off. And so, I was like, okay, it's a little strange. But Pooh is walking towards me sideways now. Back hunched up, tail puffed out. And I was like, what's wrong, baby? And I picked him up, and then obviously he likes the smell of mint because then he started kissing me. I was like, you're a weird, weird little cat. So that was my laugh. Trying to remember 12. Trying to remember when the 13th is, if it's a Sunday. I'm lost on what I'm doing, actually. So yeah. Had to check all my numbers because none of them seemed right. Okay, so tell me which map, because I'm looking in October, so I'm trying to figure out the date. Okay, so that is right. I thought I numbered stuff wrong. No, I numbered it right. I'm just looking at October, not November, which makes me laugh. I hate that red light. Anyway, so yeah. I am just kind of chilling out. Been busy all day, so that's why I'm vlogging so late. I have been really focused on, vlogging more and uploading, and I'm getting, I don't know if the word's enjoyment, but it's helping me, and it's bringing, when I'm frustrated with stuff, I know I can come on, talk to you guys, and just kind of vent. And I've been posting some stuff that it's funny the way people take it. Either it's received very, very... Sorry, the battery died, and oh. My bag of stuff is right there. I was like, I'm too lazy to get up. It's within inches. Anyway, either it's well received or it's what's wrong. Are you dying? Here, because I don't know how many of you are on my Instagram. And it's one of those middle of the night, I can't sleep. I almost vlogged at 1 a.m. the other night. Today I will be better than yesterday. Tomorrow I will set my mind on being better and working on myself. No, I was like, someone commented, a situation today does not determine your tomorrow. And these are just little things that I'm putting up. Nothing spectacular. If something is handed to you and you didn't work for it, it's not worth it. And I still stand by that one. A lot of people don't like that. But there's just a certain amount of accomplishment when you've put your blood, sweat, and tears into getting the stuff done. For me, at least. Here's the one. Falling is hard, it is rough, it isn't fun, but sometimes you need to fall to see what you're made out of. Sometimes you need to get out of your own way, and I have been the reason I have held back, and not trying was easier than getting out of the way. I let the hurt and anger get in the way of my own happiness. I'm not perfect. I have said that, and I will keep saying it. Ami is not perfect, and that is okay. And it's how I'm feeling. Like, I think I kind of, half-ass talked about it. Not everything should be handed to you. And that's why my kids have what they need. They don't have what they necessarily want. They have some of the stuff they want. But I want to give them a reason to work for something. I don't want my kids to think, oh, what do you mean I have to work for the money? What? I have to pay rent? I want them to learn these lessons. I've been so much happier that I've backed away from Facebook. I would be looking at it all day or answering messages. I can't talk all of a sudden. Messages as soon as they came in, or I felt bad. Guess who had a battery? Guess who had a battery that was dead in that camera too? So I'm switching them out. I found the third one, the one that goes actually to the camera I'm currently on, the other day on accident when I cleaned the room. See, boys and girls? That's what happens when you clean. Okay, I'm going to stick that in there. I need to now charge them, or I'm still not going to have batteries. And I'll read you the rest of this, and I'll just start over. I've been so much happier that I've backed away from Facebook. There it is. No. I would be looking at it all day or answering messages as soon as they came. Sorry. Or I felt bad. I turned it off. I've turned it off and walked away. I have never had more happiness, contentment, and relaxing. I have no plan to change it. And I don't. I feel like it shouldn't be expected that I have to answer you as soon as you message me. And I think that's a bit unrealistic and a bit ridiculous. I hid the charger on myself on accident. Oh, I need those too. It was in the inside pocket. But yeah, I had a quote-unquote friend. She was, last year that we were friends, she was getting more and more abusive to myself. But, I'm trying to decide what I have over here. And I couldn't tell her goodnight and just go to bed. Because then she'd question me what I was doing, why it looked like I was on, and I hate that about Messenger, on Facebook Messenger. It always, and I haven't figured out how to log out. Not that I have looked. That's getting old. And let me put that in the front pocket. So I guess it would show I was on all the time, and I wasn't. At midnight, sometimes I would be awake, don't get me wrong. Close. But I wasn't all the time, and the abuse I suffered at the hand of hers, and don't get me wrong, I was stupid for staying a full another year She did it almost to the day as the year previous. It's my fault. I stayed, and that makes me dumb. You should never stay even in a friendship if it's abusive, let alone a relationship. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to get stuff situated. And it's one of those lessons I've had to learn. And it's been a hard lesson. And I did feel some amount of guilt because I tried to be and go above what should be expected of a friend. You know, if I didn't want to take money from her, it pissed her off. If I didn't like her taking me to dinner, it pissed her off. And I don't think a friendship should be like that. I think it's a two-way street. I'll take you out, you take me out kind of situation. And I think, I'm not sure if I want that one open. And I think that's how it should, you know. Sometimes you can pay and then sometimes I can pay. It works out that way. And I don't think there's anything wrong with a friendship or any kind of relationship where there's a give and take. I think that's normal in friendships, relationships, you know, any kind of ships. And so I don't know if I thought maybe I deserved the amount of abuse I was getting. I don't know where my head was at. And so that was the step, and ending that friendship was my first step to taking back my power in my life, because it's not fair to me to oh, you're talking to my mom, oh, you're talking to my family, oh, you're talking to my friends, oh, you're talking to blah blah blah. It wasn't healthy. Her mind wasn't right. And one of the last times I sat down with her, it was 2 hours, and my back can't handle sitting at, I was at the bench, our breakfast nook, and I suffered sitting there just so she could talk and she could feel things out and she could, you know, run down, use me as a sounding board, what have you, to kind of get some stuff situated. Why is my green light coming on? Weird. And so I sat there in pain, and I'd wince and I'd move, and I was fidgeting really bad, and I wanted to talk with her and figure out what.
Can I stay up till 9:30?
Why?
Because it's 9.
No.
Please?
You didn't eat recently. Go.
Yay.
I said no. Anyway. And so, I wanted to know her thought process. And yes, I did know some of the stuff she was saying was, half-cocked and incorrect. And so, I wanted to help her come to the realization that maybe some of her views and the way she was seeing some stuff was incorrect, because you can't make someone see something they don't want to. And so I'd ask questions, and when I didn't understand where she was coming from, I asked more questions, but then that made me wrong. And all I wanted to know is how she got to that conclusion. Oops, I got caught. How she was seeing that this came about, or how she thought said people were, illustrating things, because I didn't understand. And that's what we've taught our kids, is to ask questions, ask questions, ask questions until you understand. And yeah, I took her over some money because she bought a battery, because then this was an instance where I didn't want to take, it was $100 battery, but oh my God, did she throw a fit because she wanted to buy it. And I felt bad because I know I'm not in any better spot than she was. And so I was just going to suffer and wait, because I don't know what it was. For a while, the battery was just like real quick. I was appreciative. I said thank you, but then she was mad because I said thank you. Like, there was no winning here. And I was like, I'm never going to be right in this situation. So I paid her. It was a Saturday. And I told her I was headed out, that I would bring her the money, and she threw a fit about it. She offered, I showed her the messages. So Connor came up, and I have no idea exactly where I was in the story, but I got this really long message, and I said, I'm just gonna have to take some time to think. Just, respect me in this time. Give me some time to think about the situation and if I want to continue. And I met with a friendship. And I did. I thought about it, but and it was just weird things. Your eyes widen, you get a look in your eyes, color changes. And then out of the blue, I just went okay. Because I wasn't in the mood. And then I apologize for my outburst last night. I'm working on my triggers. Last night was too much, and it was at the end of my day. I was super tired and not on the top of my game. By the time I got home, I was raving, crying, rage, and I lost it. I meant yesterday. I'm tired of insinuations, gossip, lies, and hurt. I have been through too much and enough, as well as my kids. I hope you have a good day. I answered her almost an hour later because I was doing dishes at the time. I said, I need some time to think. Then I got a message back. That is fair. So do I. I'm waiting for the truth to come out, and I am still going to be me and loving, and I'm struggling and tired of feeling like I'm source of gossip or stories. What I said was the truth. I apologize how I said it, and if I hurt your feelings, not for speaking the truth. So this is the 14th, and this is at 1 in the afternoon. I was like, okay, I went and I talked to Anthony. I wanted to kind of get his feel on it. Because how do we teach our kids to stand up for themselves when, as adults, we're not standing up for ourselves? And so I want to be someone my kids can look up to and they can respect. And if I can't respect myself enough to take myself out of even an abusive friendship, how are they going to respect me? The next morning at 7 a.m., I got a message. I didn't feel like talking. I just thumbs up. 10. Another message. And at that point, I refused to answer back. I didn't want to anymore. There was a question after that, but that was like 2 days later. This person couldn't even give me the time to think of how I wanted to approach the situation, how I wanted to conduct myself, how I wanted to have this conversation. And I was like, you know what? There's no respect. There is only your viewpoint. You're the one that only has something to say, and I'm not being in a one-sided friendship. And so I chose to leave. And that was the start of it. It wasn't for a while, and the relationship with my supposed father was done after that. I got what I needed. The one thing my mom wanted me to have, I don't have. It's a cuckoo clock. She wanted me to have it because it drove me nuts. And I'm okay with not having it. I am sad that I don't have it because that is a piece of my mom. But what I have of my mom's that is far more important than a cuckoo drive me nuts clock is what I have in here and what I have in here. And so I have those memories, and I have fought a really long time to get rid of the bad memories of watching her die. And it's taken a long time, and I've respected myself enough to give myself that time to heal, to deal. And this is the first time I've talked about it, and I haven't cried, because my thoughts of her are happy and are great, and the kooky thing she would do to drive me nuts. Who are we kidding? And so, you know, I've deleted 76 people, or 77 now, off my friends list. I've had a few people try to add me back, and I'm like, no, I'm not interested anymore. If you do not bring positivity and basically something to the table, I don't want to be friends anymore. If all you have to say is negative, I don't want it around me, because it is quite easy to be a product of your environment. And when you have negativity around you, guess what? You're a negative person. And don't get me wrong, I am still negative in some manners. I am still a beat in some manners. I have no tact. I do know that. I choose not to sometimes. There are some people who I have to use a little more kid gloves tact. Then there are people like Anthony's mom and I. She's said stuff, and I'm like, all right, you know what? Fine. You asked for it, and I'll just bam. And she's like, okay, I respect that. And you know what? You're right. But I like being able to be me. I'm opinionated. I'm bossy. I'll tell you where you're going wrong. And I have no problem. You want to tell me what you think I'm doing wrong? I am all for it. If I'm washing a dish one way and there's an easier way to do it, or there's a different way of doing it, please tell me your idea. I have no problem changing. There are some times when, if you're going to tell me, I'm not gonna. But I expect people to do it when I do it to them. How asinine is that one? But yeah, you know, it's stuff like that. So, I've talked your ear off. I guess I'm gonna let you go. Good night, you guys. And I'm hoping that maybe talking about this and getting some more stuff off my chest, I might be able to go to sleep before 1 a.m.